Testing, 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 testing. Hey everybody, it's me, Cold, with the Dawn of War 2 Let's Play for you guys. So, let me introduce the players real quick. In the blue side, we have myself, which will be here as Imperial Guard. Then we have Richard as the Eldar, and we have Sura. And this side is a Plague Champion with Chaos, and Astra233 as the Chaos Lord. While we get the basics going and we all know we're just going to grab our initial power nodes, I do want to say something. I initially posted yesterday that I was going to cast a pro level game, or as pro as you could get in the beta. And unfortunately, Relic decided to do an update, so all my hard work in the beginning totally messed around and I couldn't cast anything. Anyway, so let me just go back into this straight away, and I'm going to be casting this from a bit of a point of view of what I was thinking through the game, how I approached it, and how I could approach it and probably make it a little bit better. Now, in the beginning, everyone was just capturing their initial points, getting out some basic units, and I actually chose to get out 2 Guardsman squads and 1 Sentinel, while my ally went for a Banshee squad and, well, the basic Guardian squad, which you start out with. Both Chaos players went for Chaos Space Marines, always an obvious choice. Good all-around units, nothing wrong with that. Check our ally up here a little bit. But there's a real problem in going for Space Marines this quickly if you're against someone who actually knows what they're doing with Imperial Guard. Not that I know everything, but I certainly have a fair idea. And so we really started to run into some problems here. As he tries to run in 2 divided forces, I simply stop and focus down all of these heretics. So he was being a little bit silly there, obviously. Nothing too big. What I really would like to see, would have liked to have seen the Chaos player do in a response to this, would be to save up for a Noise Marine squad or something of that nature and just pull back for a bit, because he keeps being aggressive here and keeps losing troops, and if you keep doing that, you're just not going to be very effective later on in the game, because I'm just going to have a unit advantage over you. Just the sheer numbers are going to go in my favor. So we see on this side of the red team, the Chaos players still has his heretics out and backing them up with the upgrade squad of Chaos Space Marines. Banshee's coming down here. Oh, he's actually doing a healing circle on it. Maybe trying to get in there with a Plague Marine totally unupgraded, and the Warp Spider coming in there. Yeah, these Banshees are going to take a good bit of damage. In fact, they probably should retreat right about now. Yes, there they go. That's definitely the more sensible option to do it for here. And then if we go back to our side down here, oh, the Chaos player has actually pushed me back at this point. I did decap and capture this victory point for our location. The Chaos Lord is lower than half health. I do get my heavy weapon squad set up at the bottom, suppressing the Chaos Lord. I'm going to suppress these Chaos Space Marines pretty soon. Gonna be forced to move back with my Lord Generals. Oh no, and the Chaos Lord does go down. Alrighty, and then here we are losing a couple of Guardsmen infantry, but it's all alright. A heavy weapon squad is suppressing these Chaos Space Marines, so they will not be able to force up. I move my Sentinel up a little bit to get repaired, and unwittingly, if you tell your heavy weapon squad to repair them, they will follow around the Sentinel and then redeploy, not the other way around, unfortunately. So make sure you move your Sentinel to your heavy weapon squad, not the other way around. We see a nice little engagement here. Definitely double Banshees up front, then 2 Guardians behind. A very potent combo, especially in the early game, if you can get in there. And if these Guardians get upgraded with the grenade packs, in fact, it's a great little way of unborrowing any location. Although he is going to have to decapture at this point, and the Plague Champion has been upgraded with the Plague Sword. Definitely a potent combo. But oh, will these Banshees go to do their howls? Have they even been upgraded? No, but it doesn't matter. There's just too much DPS going here. Oh no, and these heretics are definitely going to be forced to retreat, and this victory condition or victory point will go down. Down here we have 2 squads of Space Marines being sent in against a heavily fortified line. I don't agree with this. Should have saved up for something that makes more sense. And sending in a weakened Chaos Lord with a Flamer upgrade, not an entirely bad idea at all, but not the best choice in the world either. But to counter all this heavy infantry that he's getting, I'm actually going to get some Kachian Devils. My ally starts to get a suppression squad, or a Shuriken cannon platform. We still have only 3 generators on our side, which is actually a huge blunder, my mistake. I saved up a few too many resource points, but to be honest, because we're denying the enemy so many resource points, it doesn't matter too much in the end. Now, Soren is forced to come in here to try and drive me off, and he does do a good amount of damage to my Lord General. And in fact, he's going to be able to push quite far back, because I just don't have everything set up in the way I should. All this needs to be moved back. He comes in with everything he has at me, and the Chaos Lord coming from the top will force my guard squad into full-out retreat, because I cannot risk losing them right about now. Kachian Devils were rallied up here in the beginning. Unfortunately, I didn't move them up. That was just bad presence of mind for me. My Lord General has been upgraded with grenade launcher. He's going to be forced to be pulled back, because I don't want to lose him to give my enemy that much experience. Now, my forces are in full-out retreat. I do a stomp to my central and then pull back. Here come the Kachian Devils, focusing on the Chaos Lord. Oh, they do a nice little healing circle. I use the grenade ability, and it's going to force this Chaos Lord to run in there. But to be honest, there's not too much he can do. He knows he can't take that firepower, and he does retreat. Good idea right there. Moves in with the Kachian Devils to suppressive fire, but you know what? This Sentinel is so weak, I should have moved it back sooner. He's finally getting out some Noise Marines. Definitely a good idea. I would have liked to have seen some Chaos Havocs, to be honest, because they're quite low, and it would have been really good. But I leave my Sentinel too far exposed. Huge mistake on my part. Having that Sentinel there was a great boost to my force, and when I get to tech level 2, it would have been a great add-on with the missile launchers. My ally here has taken up a nice defensive position and started capping all these points, denying anything goes on. I would have liked to have seen him use his Howling Banshees for a bit of harassment on these power generators, just to get rid of them. Nothing big. I'm pushed back all the way back to my base, and the enemy starts capturing our victory points. But to be honest, look at the amount of units that wasted in the early game. So now we just have an overwhelming force advantage. I'm forced to pull back, but to be honest, I'm now at full strength, full fighting capability, and I just have going to be able to outmass the Chaos player. Even though they're trying to do a nice little comeback here, it looks like it's just a little bit too late. He's going to be able to push in here, capture this point, but I'm going to run in here. He's going to have to retreat this Marines really quick. There you go. Here comes some Heretics, but you know what? This is just a waste. And he knows it. He pulls them back. At this point, we need to move up. I should have been upgrading to Tech Level 2 already. I am far behind the Tech. I'm making a very heavy Tech 1 push, which is not a bad idea if you're Imperial Guard and you're at this far ahead, because your Tech 1 units, like the Kachian Devils, are a great counter to some mid-level 2 tech until you get a Dreadnought out. In fact, if either one of these players here would have gotten a Dreadnought out this early in the game from the Chaos side, it would have been devastating for us, because we just wouldn't have anything to counter it, and he would be able to hold the suppression and definitely hold those points for longer. Here we go, a massive engagement in the center. Heretics moving in, blowing themselves up, causing massive suppressions. Those Noise Marines need to be pulled back immediately if they want to survive. One model left. Oh, but my Devils on there. I don't agree with that. Yes, he loses the squad unneedingly. Pull back if they're that surrounded. No point in losing them. He tries to move in with these Heretics. That was just a bad plan of action. Nothing he could do really there. We immediately start to capture this point and move on forward to the generator. Now, here's a really good point. Yet again, I say we still need some mech. My ally actually is getting a tank on the field. Good job for him. I'm actually stashing up some resources, but the thing is, I've just plonked down an extra 3 generators on his side, so allowing him to do that quick tech path while I stay on tier 1. If you're playing a game with an ally, support what they're doing. Don't hinder it. Don't go against them. Help them in whatever way you can, knowing that your team will be better off. He's moving in here with some Chaos Space Marines that have been upgraded for melee. Not a bad idea, but to be honest, we have so much ranged firepower, it's not gonna work in this game. And we're in one critical location. If you look at the map, this map does not favor melee if you do not have suppressive firepower in place. If you do, then it's great. Alright. The Devils need to move back here, because there's no way they're going to withstand this. We have all 3 control points and moving in for the kill. He's just standing there taking it, and what you see here, a nice call down by the Eldar, perfectly timed, using his spare resources in Tech 2, falling down. I didn't use any of my command points. I was debating putting a bunker down, but I was afraid of those noise marines getting anything done. So I was saving up for a tier 2, and here we go. I go into tier 2, and we're still going to be able to push them back. But to be honest, look at the whelming units that we have now. They have not very much. They have 100 points to 147, and only 2 Space Marine squads. It's a crushing defeat for them. They will not be able to come back from those early mistakes. And here we go. They do actually bring out some tech. And this tech is devastating to us. It's going to catch both of our players totally on guard. We have nothing that can really go against vehicles. The only thing we have is this hero unit right here. Even though it's effective, remember that with support, those hero units aren't amazing. They're not going to be an entire game changer straight off the bat without support. He does bring in some support fire here with upgraded Space Chaos Space Marines, which have incredible firepower. But here we go. Is he able to do any damage with this Blood Crusher? I'm just about to hit tech level 2, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to end. Now look at this. He's able to charge in there. If he would have just saved his buddy, look how much damage it's taking. Barely anything for the amount of damage sustained. If they would have had more units on the field, they would have been able to do so much better. But in the end, it's just that little bit of tech too late in the game. And here we go. The victory clearly on our side. And I've been asked to do a little recap of the battlefield afterwards, so I will. In this case, it's going to be very obvious. I was just upgrading to a las cannon to make sure he hasn't gotten any more head tech outside. For some reason, there's a Guardian squad on Sura. Oh, I believe, yes, Plague Champion went in here and killed something. Therefore, he captures it. No defense on this side. In fact, my Eldar player did bring everything to bear on one side, which did leave the other side extremely exposed. I have to admit, Sakura on the Chaos team did a very good job of upgrading his Plague Champion with not bad upgrades at all, in fact. Very useful if he has enough suppressive fire. But in the end, it really didn't matter because he didn't have the troops on the field. So much of this game decided early game. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.